Namaste. Hi, my name is Spirit, and this is a series called Just Talk. It's an impromptu series where God directs me on what to say and how to say it. And because it is so honest, I didn't want to do it. But you don't say no to God. You say yes, and you let Him handle it. So, uh, first, this inspirational for men and women. Okay, let's see here. Let me see here. Beyond excuses, we must do the works of Him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. This is John chapter 9, verse 4. All right. Excuses are everywhere, and it's precisely because they're so prevalent that they're also so ineffective. When we hear the words, I'm sorry, but most of us know exactly what's coming. An excuse, that's right. The dog ate the homework. Traffic was terrible. It's the teacher's fault. The boss is to blame. The equipment is broken, yada, 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 yada. All right? All of the really good excuses have already been taken. So true. In fact, the high quality excuses have been used, reused, overused, and abused. So next time you're tempted to spend time trying to uh, concoct a new and improved excuse, don't bother. A far better strategy is do the work and then let your work speak for itself. Amen. If you don't want to do something, any excuse will do. Author unknown. All right. So this is going to be very painful and difficult for me because this is real. This is my life. I've lived through it, and I've got the scars to prove it. All right, and PTSD and everything, but I'm working on it with God to be better and to be of help and to live out and work out my destiny that it has for me. So I will say this. This is called unscripted life, life unscripted. Um, when I was growing up, but before I even was expected, my dad is I. Uh, my life was uh, scripted already. God knew, and he wrote it all out of what was going to happen in my life. And somehow, when I was a child, I had some idea. I'll put it this way: I've always been an old soul, wise before my age and time, and always knew things. I don't know how I knew, but I just knew. And as time, I thought I was strange, but as time went by, God showed me that it was a gift from Him and to use it wisely. So growing up, I was very quiet, hardly ever spoke, had a speech difficulty, which was not corrected by family. Uh, I was picked at. So uh, it left me with myself a lot. And during that time, I learned a lot. I don't know. It just, I connected to God deeply. And, and I know the reason. And I spent a lot of time with my dad. I love to be with my dad. He has such wonderful stories and so so much to give. And because he was not able to give to anyone else in the family, they would not allow it. He gave me everything, and that helped me a whole lot. So when I was growing up, um, it was difficult to get close to my mom and siblings. I never understood why. Okay, it just pained my heart that no matter how much I gave of myself deeply, it was not uh, unconditional. It was conditional. Uh, I quickly learned. Uh, all right, you do this, then I'll love you. That was from my mom and my siblings. Uh, Now, I must say that I didn't realize what was wrong with them. I call it a curse, okay? Uh, because they did not understand, nor did my mom understand. And I've forgiven them, but uh, my spirit has not allowed me to forget. I'm sure there's a reason behind that because God lives within me uh, and my spirit. It is from God. So there's a reason that I can't. Uh, Maybe I don't know. God has not revealed it to me yet. So what happened is in my life, uh, I'll give you some circumstances that happened in my life with some of my siblings. One of the circumstances was this. At the time, my younger sister and I was both in high school uh, when this started. I think I probably was, because she's 2 years younger than me. So I was like 2 grades ahead of her. So if she was in the ninth grade, then I was in the 11th grade or something like that. So uh, When we were younger, we used to carry lunches. Uh, Sometimes even then in high school, but the majority of the time, my father gave us lunch money because he was, gosh, he was doing so many jobs, so he had the money, and it was only me and my younger sister and younger brother going to school at the time. I think when I was in 11th grade, he was probably, hmm, I don't know, third grade, fourth grade, something like that. He came along later. So, because I was the oldest, my dad would give me the money and tell me to give my younger sister uh, some money. And because my brother was in a different school at a different location, he was given money separately. Uh, Lunch was made for him. So, and so after I think I had my lunch first, and I was able to get the change and somehow give it to my uh, younger sister. And because of this, uh, lunch was over. So, because of that circumstance, uh, she has blamed me, put the responsibility on me, and uh, I guess you could say I accepted that responsibility. It became mine. But I put it this way, and I hope you're listening, sister. The responsibility was not mine. Once I gave you that lunch money, if you did not use it that day, all right, then your responsibility was next day to either make your lunch or use that lunch money for the next day so that you had lunch money. Or another option is that whenever uh, mom or dad went to the grocery store or went to get gas, you could have said, uh, went with dad or mom and got change. Dad, do you have maybe $5? Can you get lunch money change? You were old enough to do that, but because of your narcissistic tendencies, uh, you did not own that responsibility, which was yours, not mine. No one else. So accept that responsibility now. Okay? Not my responsibility. You have all these years blame me for that. And that was wrong then, and it's still wrong now. So I forgive you, but it's still there. Okay. Then there was another situation that happened. I may have talked about this. I don't think so. Let's see. There was an older sister over me. Two of them. Uh, it was me, then an older brother, then an older sister, then another older sister, back to back. Either 2 years or 3 years we were split. So I don't know where he was at this time. I think mom and dad was doing the janitorial work that he had contracted it, and she decided to go with him on that day. Uh, so it was just two older sisters and my younger sister. So we were sitting uh, by the fire, and uh, I don't know what came over them, uh, but they told me to stand up. So I stood up. Then they said, my younger sister, to stand up in front of me, okay? And I remember them whispering and getting this look, mischievous look in their eye. And so one of them said, for my younger sister to slap me. So she slapped me lightly. And then they said, harder. They slapped me again. Then they kept saying, harder, harder. So she hit me harder. And when it hurt, oh, God, something just like the Hulk came out, and I hit her and pushed her back, and she fell on the floor, and I grabbed her and just was pulling her all over the floor, and they were laughing. My older sisters was laughing. And right then and there, what they did, that was a narcissist. Okay, forming narcissistic characteristics, but I didn't realize it because it was mean. That was really mean to do for us to do that. Uh, Afterwards, I don't remember her crying. I think she had tears. Afterwards, I just left. I left them by themselves and went around walking around the farm until my daddy came home, and I did something with him. Probably had helped him to feed the animals. Uh, Drew water for his feet. Something like that. Okay, this is difficult, but I was blessed with this. My mother never taught me about being a woman because I was blessed to have older sisters. So they taught me about things about self care, uh, what deodorants to use, sanitary napkins, different things like that. They taught me about that. She never took the time to do. And I remember my father's many times when they came on, my period came on, uh, discussing it with my mom. But of course, a narcissist needs control. She really wasn't listening to him. She had an attitude, and but he would say that she should help me uh, get those uh, materials that I need or payments. Uh, so he was trying to help, but anytime he said something to her, it went on deaf ears. She wasn't going to listen, no matter how much he begged and pleaded her with her to help me. She was destined not to help me. And because when I came into my own and she saw how beautiful I was in everything. That's when the hatred really came out. But she was jealous. And narcissists are always jealous of what you have. And I saw that also too in my siblings, uh, male and female. And I never understood it because I never felt beautiful in their eyes. Uh, I just loved them. And the love never was given back to me. Uh, there was nasty words passed around all the years and everything. Uh, I learned how not to let them push my buttons. I learned that on my own, but that's a skill that counselors will tell you that you need to have. Uh, don't let them push your buttons. Okay, so during all those years, my spirit and my life was not mine. It was taken away by the manipulation of my mother on my siblings. And she also tried to manipulate my dad to get whatever she wanted. And this was in form of getting pregnant every 2 or 3 years because she knew, okay, she didn't love my dad, and my dad didn't love her. It just went. If he did love her from the beginning, which I think he did, he's that type of person that the abuse just pushed that last bit of love for her out. He just did not love her. But because she needed to own and control him, she learned to uh, give him sex, thus siring a child. And she knew that he was a family man and he loved kids. So that kept him at home. Even though she didn't have his heart, she had his body. And she manipulated that uh, control over him. And I could see it. Even at a young age, I could see it. And that house was chaos. Chaos. I remember having so many stomach problems. My stomach hurt. My GI problems started then when I realized the abuse and the fear. I used to hide from my mom, you know, uh, because things was blamed on me and my siblings uh, manipulated that abuse so that I would get whippings. So I learned how to stay out of my mom's bullseye and my siblings. I stayed to myself a lot. Uh, it's not sad. I had peace, and most of the times I was with my dad. Uh, helping him out. So I was pretty happy in that way. And I was glad that I did not have to be around my mom or my siblings. I learned. God directed me so that I could have peace uh, and not hurt. So uh, I didn't mind being alone and doing things with him. I loved it. You know, he taught me how to plant, and he taught me how about animals, vegetables, and stuff. Uh, Different things. I learned things from him that the others did not learn or did not want to learn because my mother manipulated them to hate him. Uh, Told him that he was doing this, or he was doing that, which was the wrong way around. In fact, it was she that was doing things uh, to him. She uh, abused him physically. Okay, uh, and I became aware of that early. Uh, an incident in the house, which I don't want to talk about right now. And I have to say it. If you look back on my films, you will see it. And also, too, during that time and up until now, which is a characteristic of a narcissist, they always gaslighted me on things that happened and I witnessed. Uh, they would laugh at me or say, no, 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 that didn't happen. Or get this vengefulness in their voice. And I would stop. I wouldn't say anything else. But I knew in my heart it had happened and that was happening. So they gaslighted me, which was me. Okay. And but like I said, I don't hold them responsible for that. Anything that they did because it was a curse of narcissism, which they could not help because narcissism is genetic. It's an abnormality in the gray matter of the brain, learned or it's environmental. So it was all those things within it, and they couldn't help it, and they still can't help it. Okay, um, so I wouldn't say I had a sad life. Uh, Not really, because my father was there, and I feel like if God had not sent me him, uh, because my mom was a malignant narcissist, uh, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have my daughter, and my father would not have those years with for her to realize how special she was and how special I was and I am. People might have looked at me as strange or different, and I might have felt bad about that, but that made me unique. And I learned that being unique is what God wants for all of his children. and not to follow people randomly like sheep. And I feel that is why uh, God chose me for this, my destiny, and scripted my life. It may have been painful, very emotionally and mentally painful because I did not understand why. I'm not going to cry. Not, why they could not love me unconditionally. And I tried for years and years and years and years and years and years to do things, whatever they wanted, because I wanted their love. But then God said, I don't want you to do that anymore. Your spirit is suffering, and it is not required of you to earn their love anymore. It's in His hands now. So I finally let go. It was hard, it was difficult. I let go of my family into God's hands uh, because I tried. And it was not up to me to try or do that. It was up to God. And I had to realize that. And no matter what I said or did, I tried, it would not work because they were incapable of loving me. It just was not there. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. This is the facts, the psychological and neurological facts and scientific facts of narcissism. And I realized that. And over time, I'm researching and learning more and more and more and more about it so I can understand it more and so I can help people. So I'm studying constantly, taking psychological classes and different things, and I'm learning. And also with this comes understanding uh, and wisdom that I pray for in God so that I can help many more people because I know there are a lot of people all out there, children and people and mothers and fathers that are going through this kind of abuse because with narcissism, it it becomes abuse because they want to own you, and it becomes all kinds of abuse. You name it, there is all kinds of abuse in that house going on and chaos, and people are suffering. So, this is why I study more and more on psychology, specifically narcissism, because what I went through, I don't want anyone else to suffer like I did. I had help, and my life was nurtured because I had help in my papa. But uh, other people may not have this kind of nurturing help, and they need that help. Uh, and if you are someone out there that is suffering through this, like I did, and you don't have anyone to turn to, uh, but believe if you are out there, either as a child or a mother or father, you have help that you can go to. There's someone trusted out there that you can rely on, and they may be noticing something within you that you need help. So uh, reach out. There are some kind people out there and some nurturing people out there, and they will give you that unconditional kindness and love that you need to get out from under this abuse from this narcissist or narcissists more. Uh, I had a bundle of them. Uh, and it was horrible. It was horrible, man. Oh my God. When I think about it, but when I got with my dad, it was just love, unconditional. And I valued that so much. They used to say that uh, um, I was dad's favorite. Yes, I was because I was being abused by you all, and he had to help me. Okay, uh, you could have had the nurturingness of Papa, just like I did, if you had reached out to him like I did. But because you was manipulated and controlled by mom, you did not have that loving kindness and paternal love that I did from uh, my father. And I value it to this day. I love him so much and I miss him. Okay. Uh, and I will say in summation now, both the narcissist and the non narcissist that's in these relationships get help. Now that you, my family, know and recognize the characteristics that you did not understand over the years, you have no excuse not to get help. Uh, get a life coach or a counselor or someone to direct you into maybe cognitive psychology to work on this negativity within you. And I think that by giving you all this direction, that God is saying you have no excuse anymore because you have the education from me, honest, transparent, research education, and you know that there's something wrong within you. So uh, when you become in front of him, you can't say, I didn't know. Because you know, I'm putting the information out there to uh, narcissists that you are a narcissist and you need help. Okay? Uh, and this was a curse upon my family and still is. All of these years, unless my siblings get help, it will be passed on. And in this, but it has been passed on. And this person needs help also, this child. Okay? People understand that I do care about my family. I don't love them uh, because of what I went through. The love is gone, but the caring and sympathy I have for them is there. I feel sorry for them because of the life. Uh, they don't have any love, unconditional love in their life, and I feel sorry for them because of the nurturing my dad did within me. I have an abundance of love, unconditional love by other people that is not my blood. And I'm so grateful for that. That includes doctors, nurses, caring people that know me, and also my adopted family, and also the unconditional love of my daughter, which I get every single day. And give. I'm able to give this love back to people and get it. And this makes me feel so gifted. And I thank God for it because every single day uh, I can feel things moving in my life because of who I am and my destiny and doing His work. He is blessing me, and I can feel these, oh gosh, energy. He's moving people out of my life that shouldn't be in there and putting people back in my life and circumstances that are happening. And because I am a child of God, and because also the gifts I have, I can feel Him moving in my life. And I thank Him for it. And I thank God for every single thing He has done for me and the people in my life. Thank you, God. Now, I will say, uh, I have sounded uh, the alarm on narcissism, and I will continually research it. And when God tells me to move and gives education on it, I will. But family, please, this is serious. Uh, you all have a problem, all right? That's facts. That's scientific, psychological facts. You have a problem, which is a curse upon the family, and you need to look within yourself and reach out. Reach out to someone that you can trust and ask for help. Okay, as a narcissist, I don't know if you can be helped, but I believe in God and miracles happens every day. So please reach out. And I know that in spite of everything that happened, the gaslighting and everything you did to me during those years, you have no remorse or sympathy or empathy for what I went through and still is working through today. It was difficult, very, and I did not want to remove any of you from my life, but my life and my daughter's life was in danger. So I had to do this. So, uh, you all are not in my life no more. Okay. But parts of the family are, and and you know who you are, and you can reach out to me. Uh, but for as siblings, uh, no, no contact. I will not have any contact because that will bring the emotions back and and pull me back into that relationship where there is no giving on your part. So forgive me, but I can't. So now empowering questions. Okay, and this is it right here. What gives me great joy? Doing this, what I'm doing right now. Uh, educating people, nurturing people, and loving people. This gives me great joy. Even though it's painful, it's giving me great joy. I'm doing what God wants me to do, and I'm grateful for that. So I will say now, uh, namaste, and please take care of yourself and each other. And I will see you soon. Goodbye. Watch this to the end. It's very informational, and it will teach you a lot. And look for more information to come. And thank you so much. Good night.